Hi, everyone. I'm here with Sophie Youngs. She is from Greenbrier County, and she is a technology and curriculum specialist. She assists teachers with implementing educational technology and curriculum in their classrooms. Before she was a tax, she taught middle school math, science, and technology in Greenbrier and McDowell counties. She holds 2 degrees, one from West Virginia University and one from Fairmont State University, and the most recent being an instructional design and technology degree. She's also a certified Kami educator level 2 and a Kami Hero. She enjoys spending time outside in the water with her husband and 2 young sons. And now she'll get started. Thanks, Sophie.
Thank you, Lisa. Hi, everybody. Before we get rolling, if you don't mind, in the chat for this session, let's introduce yourself, because where are you from? Where do you teach? How long have you been in the classroom? What do you know about Cami? And what LMS do you use or will your district use this summer? Because I might be able to answer specific questions to you about Cami if I know at least the last 2 questions. If you don't want to add all of that information in there, but if I know at least the last 2 pieces of information on the screen, it will be so helpful for me to personalize this session for you. I can start off with me while you guys type. And I think we have, it looks like 7 more spots if you wanted to actually talk. You just would have to click the button. I think it's right here above me, or I don't know where I am for you, but there. And I think Lisa would then allow you to talk. This is going to be my 11th year in public school, and I know a lot about Cami, and my district does Google Classroom, so I know a lot about Google Classroom implementation. It looks like I'm in good company with math and science, with the previous math and science teacher, Julie. Carrie, they are using Schoology. Hi, Vicki and Emily. Google Classroom, Apple. Never use Cami. Kimberly, your mind is going to be blown. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get going. There's sort of going to be 2 parts to this presentation. One is just the introduction to Cami, when I'm going to try to make that one as short as possible. And then the other one's actually a hands-on opportunity for you guys. And I'm excited. Okay. First, introducing Cami. There's going to be a short video. I might have to actually, I think I might have forgotten to make sure I shared my audio. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Short video from Cami that's just slightly, oh, hi, Hannah. They're just slightly, it's a slightly outdated, just a little bit.
This is Cami, an app where you can annotate and collaborate on PDFs or any type of documents interactively. Let's take a quick look at how Cami could be your digital pen and paper in the classroom. It all starts by opening a document. Mark?
Just there, as you saw where you could open a blank document there or open from your Google Drive, they have now also integrated with OneDrive, so you can open from your OneDrive as well.
This line and that one. Ah, this passage seems crucial. Strike that. Make a note. Make yourself heard. Express yourself. Filling in the blanks is such a breeze. That wasn't right. Ah, there we go. You could also collaborate with countless amounts of users within your classroom in real time. Hold up. What if you've got multiple documents? Well, why not just merge them together? Or just get the pages you need, then bring them straight into Cami. We also integrate with Google Classroom and Schoology with
They're integrating with Canvas, and they're starting the engineering process for Teams as well.
more coming soon. All these features and much more are all within Cami. Explore Cami today.
Hold on. Sorry. All right, so Cami's mission is to reimagine the digital learning environment by providing tools that unlock potential, ignite creativity, and nurture collaboration. Why Cami? Cami will allow you to streamline your classwork processes to save time and save money for both your school and your teachers. Make your documents more interactive and engaging with easy-to-use tools that are for all learners. It's inclusive and accessible and can be used across all grade levels and subjects. It integrates with most of the common learning management systems, such as Google Classroom, Schoology, Canvas, and they're working on Teams. They are student data privacy compliant from all these businesses. They have two versions, a free account and a teacher plan. Cami only creates tools and features that teachers and students can really utilize in the classroom. They listen to their customers, so the product updates are heavily based on customer feedback and trends. Cami is ad-free, even the free version, and it's available to install and download for free and upgrade to the premium version to unlock all of the tools and features. When you first sign up for a Cami and get a Cami account, you get 90 days of the free trial with the paid version and have access to all of the tools. And you will have access to my Cami code in the file that I'll share with you at the end to extend that free trial for 120 more days. Cami believes that the top three Cami tools for math are the equation editor, the insert shapes and lines tool, and the add more pages tool for the grid paper option. But I would also like to throw in there that the text box, drawing, and insert media tools can be very powerful tools as well. One of the main reasons that I fell in love with Cami was because of the built-in tools for all students to be successful. The text-to-speech and the variety of ways that students can interact with a document to show their learning are just a few of the ways that Cami is accommodating. If your school is anything like mine, the cost of the copy machines is a hot topic at each of the faculty senate meetings. So Cami could free up some funding to pay for something else other than paper. They are automatically integrated seamlessly in these three. The Cami is mainly a Google-based, so your free version will save automatically to your Google Drive. I'm not sure if the free version is upgraded to the OneDrive because that happened after I already got my account, so I haven't tested that out. You can even work offline. In some situations, teachers can say goodbye to piles of papers and students won't have to lose track of their paper. No more my dog ate my homework. They're also fully integrated in, like I said, sorry, I'll skip that one. Next. Like I said previously, there's a 90-day free trial of the paid version as soon as you sign up. And if you choose not to upgrade, it will automatically revert to the free plan with no action needed on your part. They will not charge you whatsoever to try to keep the paid version because they don't even ask for your credit card when you create your account. They have the two versions. You can use it web-based and you can use the Chrome extension. They have multiple places that you can go to look for help. My favorite is actually the Facebook Cami Educator Community on Facebook. It is my go-to place when I have a question about anything Cami related. The community is so huge and welcoming, and they're always sharing ideas about how they're using Cami in their classroom and answering questions for anyone who asks it. Do we have any questions so far? Because that's part one. Some of the tools that I'm going to try to go over, all of the ones in the box for sure, and if I have time, I'll go over the ones not in the box. So that's just a preview of what we're going to do. If you have any questions, please keep typing while I set up for the next part. All right. This is Cami. The way I'm going to share Cami with you guys today is hopefully going to be an interactive way for you. So I'm hoping that you will choose. We have this is a good number for this. This is perfect. I'm hoping that you will choose to click on this link and edit my document with me live as we're doing this. So you can share a few ways, Cami. Since it's in your OneDrive or your Google Drive, you could share that link, and then people would have to open it in Cami to edit on their own document. You can edit, you can send a Cami link, because there's different. There's a Google or a OneDrive sharing link, and then there's a Cami link. Within this is my Cami link that I'm getting ready to send to you. And anyone with this link could either be a viewer, an editor, or that would force them to create their own copy so that you wouldn't change any of my masters. But this one is specifically created for you guys to edit and work with me on it. And I'll show you how to get into it. So if you click on that link and go to it, it will ask you to sign in or sign up. If you already have a Cami account, you can go ahead and sign in, and that's totally acceptable. If you do not already have a Cami account, you can still participate in the interaction. You just have to click this X there, and then it will load, and it will ask you again, and you'll just click the X again. Click, and you'll be in. You can participate live. Oh, I see people, yay. You can participate live as we go through it. All right, so I'm gonna get back to my document. Okay, so this presentation does not have nearly enough time to showcase everything that Cami can do. So I'm just going to try and focus on the important things. And since now you have this, you have access to this, save this link or something, you can keep this document. You can go back to it over and over again. The very first thing is a comment. There's a comment tool that I used right here. I used the comment, text comment was what I used. And to use it, you click on the comment tool over on the side, you click text comment, and then there's a couple ways that you can do it. You can highlight text, and it will anchor the comment to the text, or you can just click anywhere on the page, and it will anchor the comment to the page, like I have done right here. And this one is an example of how you can embed YouTube videos onto a Cami document without the student having to go outside of Cami. Or even, because if you link this in your learning management system and then they go to their Cami document from your learning management system, they're not having to go outside of your learning management system or Cami. So all I did was I pasted the YouTube link here, and it embeds the video. They can play the video right here, and they can even make it big right here, and it won't have all the other distractions that could possibly happen. We did not have any issues with YouTube videos in Cami as far as I know. I haven't had any issues, and I didn't get any complaints from teachers, so I don't think we did, but I will keep an ear out for that. Another way you can embed YouTube videos is by using the Add Media tool. You click on Add Media, and they have a YouTube option, you paste the URL right there, click the little refresh button, click next, and then you click them wherever you want them. So I have embedded all the videos of the tools that I'm going to try and talk about because I was anticipating you guys coming back and using this document later, if you wish. If you have questions throughout, you can use the chat here, or I can then also see when you guys change this document, if you want to add a comment or type on the page, but I haven't tried to do that yet, have I? This entire page, this entire document was used and created. I used Cami to create the entire thing. I started out with a blank document. So when you log into Cami with an account, you have a menu. I'll show you. You have a menu where you can open up a document from your Google Drive, from your OneDrive, from your computer. You can create a Google Classroom assignment directly in here because we're Google integrated. I don't know if this is an option for Canvas or Schoology or any of the other ones yet, but because we're Google integrated, I know about this one. Where you can start with a new blank page. This situation, I started with a new blank page and went from there. Here's a link to how to use the Annotation Bank 101. It's so new, they don't even have a video for it yet, and I'll show you. I haven't really used it much, but I can show you where to find it. All right, so getting into the interactive part. You guys are going to plot points if you want to. You don't have to. You can start with grid paper when you come in. If you click on the new blank page, you can select the type of paper you can use. It can be blank, it can be grid, it can be music, and I think there might be a fourth option. I don't remember what it is. But grid paper is obviously great for math. If you want to participate, there are points here on the next page. And if you would like to see them side by side, you're going to come up to the top where I call it the hamburger menu. It's the three horizontal lines, and click to page view. You want to unclick the show cover page so that the two pages you want together are side by side, and then you can change the view, zoom out, so that you can actually see the coordinate plane and the points at the same time. So I claim F, so F is mine, and I'm going to show you how to use the drawing tool. Now, my comment suggests that we use stroke thickness for the dots be at a 6 and lines be at a 2. So I'm going to start with my dot. I'm going to use purple because it's my favorite color. So I click over here on drawing. The drawing tool's over here. I'm going to get my stroke thickness here and click 6. I'm going to use purple. You can also use transparency if that's something that you're interested in using. And you can personalize the color, put more colors of your dot or lines or whatever you're drawing. And I choose F, 3, 5. And a 1. And then and that's all of it for F. Anyone else wants to add points, by all means, pick a color, claim a zone, add some points. The lines or thickness are 2. So to do a line, you can change your stroke thickness here just to 2 and just freehand draw your line. Or you can go into your shapes, insert line, stroke thickness of 2. And I'm going to change my color to gray to match all the other lines. Connect the dots. Ta-da! Using the drawing and the shapes tool is a click and drag. If you feel like trying it out, by all means, try it out on this document. Right here on this page. A couple other things about this. I got this, it was just a blank grid paper that I inserted. And I inserted a text box. And I made the background white so that you could see the text on top of the grid. And then I used the highlighter tool in the text box toolbar up here at the top. And then I used the shapes and lines, the shapes tool to create a square on the page. I used the lines to create the X and Y axis, and then I use the drawing tool to create the tick marks, and then the text box tool to create the numbers. So I created this entire page here, the grid paper, all by myself. I did not, I see someone decided to do zone H, yay, I'm excited. I did not create the coordinates page, the list of all the dots. I did not create that one. I imported it using the split and merge tool from a document that one of my teachers gave me. So someone's grabbing. So if you have pieces of digital worksheets, or you have a worksheet that you want to scan in, either way it will work, you can pick the pieces that you want and put them in one whole document to give to your students. So in this situation that we have going on here, if you scroll down, you'll notice I have 2 more worksheets. I have blank documents blank pages, or the grid pages that I inserted in here from Cami, but then these are 3 different worksheets from my 3 different grade levels that I work with that I pulled from 3 different documents and inserted in here and manipulated using the split and merge tool, which you can find up here in the hamburger menu. You can click the split and merge document. We'll go in there to just check it out. Continue. And in the split and merge, you can add documents in here from your Google Drive or your OneDrive. You can even add more documents once you're in the split and merge if you forgot one. You can rearrange the order of your documents. You can just pull certain pages out that you actually want. So you can take just, like I just took one page from 3 different documents and then added my own pages. And I also rotated them, because you can rotate your pages. I rotated a couple pages so they would be landscape within my document. So some pages are profile and some pages are landscape. So that's everything that's really cool about the split and merge tool. It takes a little bit to get used to, but it's really powerful what you can design and create and put together to make personalized learning for your students. Okay, back at this. I see graphing, yay. All right, for the next one, I'm going to go back to my one-page view and zoom back in case you're just watching. Okay, now what you might think of when you think of math is practice. Practicing math is really important. So what I have here is a 7th grade proportions worksheet, and I have a couple of videos. I used the YouTube. I created these videos using Screencastify so that I could edit them in case I needed to. And then and then I embedded them using the comment text option here. So it shows you how I use the text box tools formula button to show work for number 1. And I'm going to play it because it's not that long. And then in the next one, number 5, I use the drawing tool, which can basically replace your pencil if your kids have a touch screen. Anyways. Hi, and welcome to Untitled Chapter. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the text box tools formula button in Cami. And I'm also going to use the drawing tool a little bit. And this one, I'm going to do number 1 in this activity. So anyway, first I'm going to use the drawing tool here, and I'm going to change the stroke thickness so it's not as big. And I'm going to use blue so that it stands out for my teacher. All right, so I'm going to use the cross multiply and divide. I'm clicking and dragging. So this is an example of what a student would or could do to show their thinking, and they could be explaining it at the same time. We're going to go diagonal. We're going to multiply these. So it's going to be A times 7 equals 6 times 5. So then they're going to use their text box tool, click on the text box tool, click on the page to insert the text box tool, and it creates itself. And then you're going to come up here to the formula button, click on it, to then type their work. So 7a equals 6 times 5. And they can go left and put the times in there if they want to visually see it. To get out of it to go to the next line, you have to go right all the way out and then hit enter to go to the next line and hit the formula button again. So then I could do 7a equals 30 and then hit the right button to get out of it. Now, if you're me, I like to have things lined up with the equal sign. So I'm actually going to make sure that this is centered with the center button. Yeah. So that everything lines up with the center button. All right, so now we're all centered and the equal sign is gonna line up. Now I know that I need to divide by 7 because the 7 is being multiplied by the A. I want to get the A alone. I'm gonna isolate the variable. You can give them extra points for using vocabulary appropriately. So I'm going to do the inverse operation and divide by 7 on both sides of the equal sign. So when we hit the formula button, it changes the toolbar at the top to the math toolbar, and you can click this pie button right here, which is the symbol palette, which gives you access to all the symbols. I think there's over 70 symbols that you can choose from. And I'm going to use the divide symbol by 7, hit right, and do a couple of spaces. And I'm going to do it again, function, divide by 7. I like that spacing, that looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter. And then this is where I could bring in my drawing tool to say that this is going to cancel out like this, and maybe draw this line under here because I like to have a visual that now this is the answer. So 30 divided by 7 is a decimal, and we're to round our answers to the nearest tenth. I'm going to go into my text box again. I'm going to click here where this is, and okay, so that is basically the text box formula tool. And if you get your students really into understanding how to use the text box formula tool, you don't need the equation tool. I've mentioned that they could explain their thinking, and I wrote in the chat that they can explain by using the comment, audio, video, or screen capture tools, which is over here. So you can just record an audio comment. I have an example of that down at the bottom. You can just do a video comment if they're wanting to show just them. Or if they're showing, they can like angle if they're on like their device, their Chromebook, they can angle their Chromebook down and show them working it out. Or they could even do a screen capture where they are like, okay, so I did this and then this, and they explain their thinking while they're working it out, sort of like I did in that video, but they use the screen capture tool. It anchors it to the page and is within Cami. So it's there for you. And you then, as a teacher, could use the same tools to give feedback and guidance and encouragement or instruction even. All right, so then the next one is the drawing tool to, hi, I'm a little to Sophie. In this video, we're going to go over, and that's going to now pretend like I'm a student using this. All right, so I'm going to cross multiply and divide. So 11 times A, cross multiply and divide, 7 times 12, bring my equal sign down. 7 times 12 is 84 equals 11. And you've sort of already seen with the drawing tool, with graphing, what you can do with it. The drawing tool can be extremely powerful if you have touch screen devices for your students, so that they can actually replace their pencil and paper. So you don't even, if you have touchscreen. If you don't, you can use the text box formula, the equation tool, or my preferred, and my experience with using this in math classes, the insert image from the add media. Okay, so the next one is an 8th grade worksheet where they are isolating variables, multi-step equations. And this comment was created again for number 7, where I inserted an image. So what I did was I solved the problem out on paper, and then I took a picture of it using my Google Drive app on my phone. And because it was a Google Drive, in my Google Drive app on my phone, I made sure I was in the right account. And I was open my Google Drive, and you'll have to make sure that your students are in the right account. You have to make sure that your students are in the right account as well, because sometimes that gets confusing when they have their personal Gmail account and their school account. So you'll have to train them to make sure they're in the correct account. It might not be such an issue for elementary, but middle school and high school kids have their own. So then I knew that the number of the picture that I took was 6411, so I could type that in, search for it. Right here it is, select, and load. And it'll appear, and I'll hover around with my mouse as soon as it loads. And once you have it in there, you then have the option to crop. And resize. And then you as a teacher can use the drawing tool or the comment tool or whatever tool that you deem appropriate to grade, write, give feedback, or make corrections based on the information that your students gave you. So they could, if you gave them the worksheet like this, where it already has the problems out and they're doing it, they could insert questions one at a time like this, or they could, you can give them a blank document that says, because if you gave them the physical paper, I guess, if you gave them anyways, they could just take a picture of the whole thing and insert the whole picture, the whole thing on there. It depends on how you're comfortable doing it and how your students are comfortable doing it. So they could just take a picture of their entire page that has all their stuff and put it on there. It could go over top of this even if you gave it to them like this, or you could have a blank page for them to insert their answers. It's however you want to run it, however it works best for you. All right, and then the equation tool. The equation tool is actually not my favorite tool. It's a little bit more clunky than the text box formula tool is, and but it does allow you to have a little bit more personalization. If you watch the video that I created for this one, I went the long way around so you could see me actually using more of the tool. It doesn't allow you to use spaces. You can't hit right and get out of it and have more spaces in it. So I could really only type in +4. However, I can move this exactly where I want it to be. I have more flexibility in placing things where I want. So it depends on the problem that you're doing and how you want it being used, on which tool you're going to be using. For things like this, my personal would be the text box formula tool, which is free. The equation tool, pretty sure is in the paid version. And for the math that I've seen so far, if you're going to be typing, which kids need to write math, if they're going to be typing, I would go with the text box formula tool over the equation tool, but you do have the equation tool to insert the symbols right here and there. Is a little bit easier and faster access than if you go to the text box and click the text box and then go to the formula tool and then hit the thing. So it does, if you have the equation tool, it's quicker to get to the symbols. And what's cool is they even have music symbols. Sorry, I think it's just cool that they're that inclusive. All right, another way that you can use comments, where is it? Is that your students can write comments. So here I say see comment, and it highlights the comment. Over here, hey teacher person, on number 15, do I divide by 2 on both sides with the equal sign or distribute the 2 first? So that's just an example of how a student can use the comment tool to ask you questions about their work. And then you can hit the reply button to reply, or you can put a comment right under it to do an explanation verbally, visually, however it makes sense. By all means, if you want to try out any of these tools, this is your tryout time. Okay, so we've got this whiteboard here, essentially. So you can, I would suggest that you click on the text box and then you click on the page to start typing it. Click on the text box and start typing things. Click on the equation tool and start using the equation tool. You can use the drawing tool, the shapes tool. The eraser tool has 2 options. One where you will only erase drawings and shapes, and one where it will erase all annotations that you put on there. So if you don't want it to erase your text box, but you do want it to erase your drawings that you did, then that's a cool, it will save your text box that you typed in there. By all means, this is a space for you to be using to practice, to play. So I did go through all of those. I did split and merge, I did rotate page. Annotation Summary is one of the things I said if we had time I would go over. The Annotation Summary is where I usually go to see when, all right, so let me show you where that was. Up here at the top, there's a toggle sidebar. You toggle it and it pops it out. And it usually starts you out with the show thumbnails. So it will show you that the thumbnails on the pages, and it will tell you that you have, like there are 12 different annotations that I put on the first page. There are 10 on the coordinates page. There are 3 on the very last page. And if you click on them, it will take you to them. Those 2. There it goes, yeah. It'll click on them, it will take you to them so that you can see the annotations that are on there. The Annotation Summary is the little speech bubble up there, and it will tell you who did what. And so far, all right, so I see that Casey did something 10 minutes ago on page 3. I can go to it, which is helpful when you're doing like group work stuff, or you're trying to see if someone else had access to little Johnny's page to give him a little bit of help if they're trying to cheat. 17 minutes ago, a question mark in purple was on page 3. Two months ago, I was on this one. 12 minutes ago on page 3. 16 minutes off page 3. Good. So what you could see is you could see when they last edited the document. So there were a lot of things last year where the kids were like, well, I turned that in forever ago. I did that assignment forever ago. Well, here's documentation that you didn't actually start touching this. You didn't even start touching it until 2 days ago. So you didn't actually turn it in 2 weeks ago when it was due, or you didn't actually do it. So it's good to have documentation. So it has that. And then the little, like it looks like a copy page, little copy is the Annotation Bank. So any of these comments or annotations even, I think, you can hit this little, it looks like a moving box. So it looks like a little moving box, and you can, if it's a comment that you're putting on a lot of assignments as you're grading, like great job, or why don't you try looking at it a different way, or whatever comment that you put on there all the time. If you click that box, you can confirm to save it to your annotation bank, so you don't have to keep typing it over and over again. You can just reuse the same one over and over again. Saves you some time. All right, and then to get out of it, you got to click the toggle sidebar again. I do encourage you, since some of you are very new to Kami Connect, I encourage you to check out, or Kami in general, I do encourage you to check out Kami Connect. It is July 24th. You can register for free, 100% free. Yes, and the other tools are even just awesome too. I focus mainly on everything that you would do in, like a student would use in a math classroom, but then the materials that you can create with highlighting and then the speech to text and the dictionary and the inserting things you can get so personalized with your instruction when using Kami. I do have an ad for Kami for you guys to hopefully sign up, register, and if you put my name in there, I think we could win something if I referred you to it or something. I don't know. I just found out about this.
Hey friends, welcome to my session.
The product update that I'm going to give today
little ad for Kami there. If you're interested in registering for the Kami Connect 100% free one-day event, they do prizes. They give out swag. People got tablets last year, or no, it was in February. So this is their second virtual conference, and I believe their keynote is that funny principal, Gary. Help me out. Can't think of it. I think that's their keynote. Again, they got them in February and they got them this time. Here's my social media if you want to find me. And here is a Grade Me personal post-session survey, if you don't mind filling that out. And I've put together and provided a bunch of materials that you can play around with in Kami in my Google Drive. And I will give you that. Some of the cool things I put in there are these brain break activities that Kami gave out for free. And so you can give this to your kids and they open it with Kami and they go through the maze. They get Kami the dog to the rocket or Kami the dog to the bone. So it's just some cute little brain break activities that they could do, spot the differences, even all the way down to elementary, little brain break things. Draw Kami a house, draw him a spaceship. I also provided you with my two presentations, or two pieces of the presentation. The Kami and Microsoft integration, if you're using OneDrive, they created this document for me when I was doing a different presentation. My Kami coupon code. Ooh, if you're going to use my Kami coupon code, I'll show you how to do that. You'll go up here to the menu. No, go click on your little thing, and you click Enter License Coupon, and you'll type in my Kami coupon code. And you want to do it after your original 90 days of free is up, so that this will be an additional time. So you type my coupon code in there and click Apply. I even linked directions on how to use it in there in case you forget. So that's my coupon, Hero Sophie, that's my coupon code. And then I even put the link in there in case you forget how to use it so that you'll be able to use it when the time comes. Here's a little review, Kami Pixel Art. That's just for fun. As you put your responses or your answers to these questions, it will start putting the pixel art together, which is cute. So I have someone that provided this on the Facebook Cami group, and I stole it. I didn't steal it. They put it out there for people to use. And then this is the Cami Handbook version 2 that was created in August of 2020. This is the most updated one that I have, but they are constantly evolving and constantly changing. And they're always adding new things. So they announce things on Twitter and Facebook and on their website. They have a blog and YouTube. And they'll announce lots of new things at Cami Connect. So if you're interested in going to that, you should go. And you can do it in your PJs. So I've given you the link to register for Cami Connect. I'll get a live link for you. There you go. Live link to register for Cami Connect. You have the link to access to all of the Cami things that I put together for you guys, including this presentation. And if you don't mind, please do my personal survey, because I do look at all those things, and I'm always trying to grow as a leader or as a teacher, coach. Do you have any questions, guys? Anything you want me to show, further explain? If you would like to talk, just request. Cami's YouTube channel has a whole playlist for all of their tools. Not all of them, but most of their tools, on how to use them. They're really short, quick, easy to access, and really, really easy to follow. So as you're playing around, you can watch those videos. I linked a bunch of them, embedded them into this document. Thank you for coming, and especially since the last event on the last day. So thanks for hanging out with me.